this meeting, this March meeting of the City of Burlington's Historic Preservation Commission to order. Can we have a roll call vote?
Sure. Chair Pennington?
Here.
Vice Chair Bueller?
Here.
Member Feastman?
Here.
Member Warren? Absent. Member Moore?
Here.
Member Weitzman? Currently absent. Member Isley? Currently absent, but we have a quorum.
We have a quorum. Great. All right. Our next item of business is approval of the minutes from our last meeting, which was in December. So those minutes are in your meeting packet. Are there any revisions or changes to be made? All right. So the minutes stand approved?
Do you want to just do a quick
Sure.
motion to approve?
Yeah.
Motion to approve?
A motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, minutes are approved. We have one certificate of appropriateness here today. It is from First Reformed United Church of Christ at 513 West Front Street. A request to install a new ground sign and 2 incidental signs on the property. All right.
Let me just first suggest that you ask if there's any conflicts of interest.
Are there on the commission, come on in, Mrs. Isley, are there on the commission any conflicts of interest people would like to note? No? Okay, good.
Okay, so included in your packet is our staff report that summarizes the applicant's request. A member from the church is in the audience, so usually I'll just give a quick description of what it is. And so the applicant, which is the First Reformed United Church of Christ, they are located within the historic district. That is the reason why they are here tonight. They are requesting to install 1 monument sign, ground sign, and then 2 incidental signs. And so you'll see in our staff report a description what the applicant materials include, as well as the findings of facts. That's where we as staff go back and look at the historic district standards and ensure that what they're proposing is consistent with that. And here's the property. This is the picture of the ground sign. All of these signs have been reviewed and are consistent with the city's Unified Development Ordinance sign standards. So this is the ground sign, and then next to it is a depiction of what the incidental signs, and incidental signs are typically just smaller signs that are more directional in nature. This map really helps to illustrate where the signs are proposed to be located. You'll see the monument sign off of West Front Street and the 2 incidental signs as well.
Great.
I would just see if the applicant has any additional comments that they would like to supplement. And if so, please come up and state your name for the record. And also, once you do that, we'll have you attest to whether the information that you're providing tonight is the truth to the best of your ability.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Gary LaFew. I am the building superintendent at First Reformed United Church of Christ.
And do you attest that the information that you're providing is accurate to the best of your ability?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Thank you.
The only thing I really have to add in the information I've gathered I saw that it was very important that the new brick for the base of this sign be consistent with the church's existing brick. I met with M. Smith Solutions just earlier this week, and we looked at some brick, and if I can find it, I took a picture of them in contrast to the brick presently at the church, and I have that here if anyone would like.
That'd be great,
Anyone?
yeah, if you don't mind. could
No,
we-
sir,
yeah.
not at all. This, the three sitting on top of the decorative wall there. And that will kind of be a mixture.
So you'll mix, as is
Three.
on the wall, the church, you'll
Yes.
mix those
Yeah.
bricks in.
And that will
Okay.
pretty much matches the existing walls
that's Miss Thompson.
of the exterior of the church.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
Thank you.
thank you.
Great.
I did meet with a couple of the representatives, Mr. McLaughlin, did I pronounce that correctly? Jeff?
McClintock.
McClintock, yes, I have his card here. And another lady, and they were so very helpful in the information that I needed to gather.
Great,
Okay?
great, good. Are there other questions for the applicant? When was the church built, the current building?
The current building was built in the early 40s and
Wow.
was renovated approximately 20, 25 years ago.
Okay. And it was included, I take it, in the original survey that was done for the historic district, and yeah, good.
Had there ever been a sign?
There is a pole sign there now, and at one time, there was another sign on the other side of the building. That sign fell into disuse and was basically a danger, a hazard. And I learned from Mr. McClintock when I was here several months ago that the existing pole sign that has been there for many years was actually out of compliance, is actually out of compliance. So, and at one time we had to post that they would put banners across that every time we did, they were vandalized and destroyed. So we stopped using that. Of course, that was out of compliance also. Our new pastor has asked about getting a new sign. And we wanted to make sure, since we are a presence in the community and want to make sure we're a presence in the community, I wanted to make sure that we were going to be in compliance on this because we feel like it's going to be there for many years to come.
Yeah, good.
We appreciate that, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions or comments?
So is the plan for the old sign that's out of compliance, will it just come down? or-
Yes, sir. It will be. That's in my notes that I sent with the application, that sign will be removed. Now, the two incidental signs, one will actually be right there where where they have it in this pictorial, and the other one will be on Front Street, but at our Tarpley Street lot. This one will indicate handicap parking, and the other one is just general parking.
And I'm sorry if I missed this, what are those incidental signs made of?
They are metal.
They're aluminum, like
Yes,
poles or
yes.
something? Okay,
My understanding is they're approximately
Yeah.
this high
yeah.
and
yeah.
like a
Yeah.
strip.
Yeah, good. And Jamie, those are in compliance with UDO. Great. If there are no further questions or discussion, you have some findings of fact before you. Are there other findings of fact to be included in the record? Can I have a motion on this application?
We have a motion to approve?
Motion from John Paceman. Is there a second?
A second.
This should be a motion to approve findings of fact, right? So, do you still so move?
I do.
Do you still so second?
I do, and I
Okay,
feel.
Great. All right, can we have a vote on the findings of fact then?
Sure. Chair Pennington,
Approve?
Vice Chair Peeler,
Approve.
Chair, Member Baseman?
Approved.
Member Moore?
Approved.
And Member Isley?
Approved.
Great. Okay, findings of fact are approved. Is there any further discussion? All right, can I have a motion about the application then?
I would like to make a motion to approve the application based on the approval of the finding of fact.
Is there a second?
Aye. Second.
Roger Moore, second. Good, all right. Going to do a roll call vote?
Chair Pennington?
Approve?
Vice Chair Wheeler?
Approved.
Member Moore?
Approved.
And Member Isley?
Approved.
Great. So, make sure that you're going to apply for the sign permit.
Yes, ma'am. That's going to be under the contractor, M. Smith Solutions out of Yanceyville, North Carolina, is handling all of that.
Okay. Staff will prepare a certificate of appropriateness. It's just a one-page document that we will give to you that you can include in your application.
Okay?
And we will also have like a yellow card, a placard, so that when you go to do the work, have it displayed somewhere in a window or somewhere that it's visible so people understand that you have received approval.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you so much.
Great,
Yeah,
thanks so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Our next item is new business, and we'll start with the annual Minitree Pine Award. So, Jamie, do you want to start here?
Ooh, I love that house.
I'm trying to get this a little smaller. Oh, there's an keyboard. Okay, so for those of you who have been here in the past, this is, and for those who are new, I'll go into a little bit more explanation. The Minitree Pine Award is something that the Historic Preservation Commission does annually. This award was established back in the early 1990s, and it recognizes property owners, and it can be residential, it can be commercial businesses, their efforts when those properties are preserved and help to restore and improve the character of the historic districts, but they don't necessarily have to be in the district itself. So every year we take submissions or recommendations from the HPC, and then typically you'll vote on the nominations. We have had one property received the award last year, but in the past we've had one residential, one commercial, or two residentials. I would say there's probably a limit on up to 3 that we would do if there's unless there's extending circumstances. But the actual award is named after a Burlington resident who lived on Fountain Place, and he was called Minitree Pine. He was called the first modern preservationist, and so the award recognizes his efforts. And so
Cool.
after the HPC will do their awarding of, we have a nice plaque that gets put on properties. You'll see them displayed around. They're really nice plaques. But the recipients will also go in front of City Council and will be awarded, recognized and awarded the plaques there formally. So it's a really nice recognition, and it ties in with Historic Preservation Month, which is May.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of opening up the discussion a little ahead of time, and I'll turn it over.
Yeah. So our timeline is kind of set by the May City Council meeting dates, right? So we have to be prepared to present the awards there. So we need time to,
Yeah, so like typically what we'll do is like we'll take recommendations between this meeting and April, and then we can either vote on it in April if we feel good about it, or in May, because we are at the beginning, more at the beginning of the month, we can also wait until that meeting and approve it, and then it'll most likely be the last meeting in May for city council.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
Yep, they would, so after your meetings, they meet on April 21st and then May 19th.
So our next meeting is April 14th, I think. Is that right? HPC?
Yes.
Okay. So it's possible we might have, and we ask from the applicants some materials to present to HPC to review for this, right? So we need to give them time, give us time to request them to submit them.
Right, so if you have an idea of specific properties, I know Bree had sent out an email also, but if you have ideas of specific properties, this is when we would start to do the outreach and reach out to those individuals and start collecting the materials in preparation for the next meeting.
Yeah, good. So, is anybody on the commission aware of any renovations done, commercial or residential, in the city of Burlington that might qualify for the award?
I like know a few, but I gotta like drive around and
Yeah.
get the address. But it's like when
Yeah.
I'm driving through, I'm always taking little mental notes of places. I'm like, oh, that place looks
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
the Stone House, I think someone finally moved in there.
Someone moved in there.
Reach out to them.
Yeah.
And then it's
West
like
Davis Street.
another stone house that's on the corner when you drive up some more before you take this turn. I don't know if it's empty or not, but it's like my favorite house in Burlington. It looks like the Biltmore house kind of, like right on the corner.
I think I know where you're talking
yes.
about.
It's like, you know, it got
You're
like a
going towards Glen
sunroom.
Raven?
Yeah, it has like a
Yeah.
sunroom, and
Oh,
it's
yes.
like, yeah, that's my favorite house
Past that
in
every day
Burlington.
coming to work. And
Yeah, I love that house.
So,
Yeah, so just make note of the addresses.
Okay.
and you can always send it to us, email, or you can, like, if it's easier for you to like see, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, text it to me.
Oh, yeah,
That's totally
cool.
fine. Y'all
Okay.
can do any
And that
of
house is outside the district, I think.
Oh,
Right?
which
So
one?
we wouldn't, the second one you're talking
Oh,
about?
the second one, okay.
So I think we
Potentially,
wouldn't,
yeah.
it wouldn't.
I'm not sure if it's in or not.
necessarily
It's right
come to
there,
our
though.
attention.
Yeah.
It might be like on the edge.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But definitely the Stone House, and then it was this one house that's across from the Arboretum that they've been, I don't know, they've been renovating it, the brick on it for like years. I don't know what,
Yeah.
if y'all know which one that was.
Yeah.
I really like that one, what they did with that one too.
Yeah.
But I'll snap pictures and address and send them to you.
Perfect.
That'd be great, that'd be helpful. Other thoughts or ideas? Think commercial also?
Oh, commercial, so like churches, stuff, other buildings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
things
what
would
was it,
come
what was that design firm we did
Yeah.
2 years
Right
ago?
on, yeah.
Wilkinston.
Wilkinson?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so
okay,
like
I like-
they
okay.
received the award 2 years ago. So it's anywhere like that. It's
Okay.
also-
Dean
okay,
Jay's, the old
Yes.
bank building downtown.
Oh,
Yeah.
Received the
Corner
award.
property that
There
was
hasn't been any real,
Sundries.
major renovations in the downtown areas, have
The only one I can think of would maybe be Crush Superfoods. It was where there used to be a store there, and now it's
Yeah, so,
like smoothies
yeah.
and smoothie
Yeah.
bowls and stuff like that. So I don't know. Like they completely gutted out the inside, and it looks entirely different than it used to. And then the only other construction that I can think of is the Paramount.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of work on that, right?
I don't know what it looked like inside before, but the florist shop that has they have different events and serve beverages.
Oh, Cersei.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
right.
There,
That's right. I don't know what they did inside there.
it looks real nice. The guy who, you know, the old seafood place on the corner? He showed me like pictures of what he done on the inside, and it looks
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like really good in there.
What about the new Persnickety location in East Burlington? Was there work done to there before he moved in?
I'm not sure.
So I used to work there when it was HCO Properties. I can't, other than work, he's like repainted the building. He did facade. He did like Mark did some changes to it before Persnickety's moved in. Yeah. That one might be a good one too,
Yeah,
because
I don't know.
they're bringing some attention to that little side. That's where I live. That's where I'm like, I have like
Yeah,
a whole little
yeah.
project and events I'm trying to do over there. So I'm like an advocate for East Davis Street.
Yeah, it'd be great at some point to have an East Davis or East Burlington, East downtown Burlington,
Yeah,
property to recognize.
that would be good. That's my mission this week.
All right.
Like, jump around and take pictures and see things.
So collectively, I think we can continue to think about properties over the next week or two. And y'all do reach outs to some of these
Yes, we can.
people, and maybe Preservation Alamance
Oh, yeah.
folks as well may have some awareness of things that might not be occurring to us now. And then maybe we can be in a position at the April meeting to review some materials.
And are we looking at classically the properties that have had some preservation or recent renovation work? Is that the idea?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
And typically, we don't have anything to do with the inside of buildings, but oftentimes with the residential and even with the commercial ones, it's like before and after, you know?
Yeah.
Really appreciating the work that's been done,
Yeah,
not just the outside, which is
okay.
typically what you are looking at.
Yeah.
we've tended to think a little more holistically in recent years. Great. Okay, good. Next item of business is CLG grant applications. So the applications from the state, applications to the state for these grants are due April the 30th. And in the past, we have sought and received grants for putting together the walking tour that exists online of West Davis Street and Fountain Place District, right? Is there one for Glencoe also? So there's not one for Glencoe, there's not an online walking tour. So one suggestion that's been offered is an update or refresh of the West Davis Fountain Place District online. Perhaps the creation of a new walking tour for Glencoe, which I could imagine would be well used, but we can think of other possibilities as well. Can you recall what other grants we've received and used this money for?
We received a grant for the architectural survey.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And that was a prerequisite before we did the design standards. And then I think we also got money for the design standards too.
For the sort of day-long seminar
That
that
as
Bree
well.
organized was, yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that went well.
Yeah, so that one was more of like an educational one.
Right.
It was planned a little bit differently, and then there was some just changes that we ended up doing it like in one day. So if y'all are thinking of something more educational, we can also look into that as an addition or as an option for it as well.
Other thoughts or ideas?
I like it. I wanna, so you say we might have to do another Glencoe one?
So there isn't one that
Oh, there
exists for
isn't one.
Glencoe right now.
Okay. And is it like virtual or is it people we
It
meet
is,
up?
it's like a phone thing. It's for people to do a walking tour.
Oh, that's
through
cool.
the neighborhood.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, and in the past, the one that I think for West Davis or like this area of the historic district, we can print them and there's like brochure
Right.
stand out there by information that we can also put out there, and so if that's like an option that we want to do, we can either print them here at the city or we can get them professionally printed, either way, so that's also an option. But with all the historic properties, sometimes we have to make it smaller. So I think that's what we've always done virtual. That way there can be multiple pages.
Yeah.
And someone can just pull it up on their phone, or they can also print it for themselves at home as well.
I mean, I don't know how, I've not tried it on a phone. I don't know how optimized what exists now is for the phone, but that could be one.
Yeah, it's just more dated. So it's like landscape style. So you would have to probably like either zoom in or like have your phone sideways. So that would be
Right.
the design of that would have to be a little bit different because you would want to make it to where a smartphone could use it, and then you'd probably also want to have like a printable version as
Yeah.
well. So that could be something that could be worked on as well.
We're always trying to bring attention to under-recognized historic districts in historic areas in the city, as we'll talk about in a minute. So there might be ideas that come to people's minds.
True.
Has there been any progress finding out anything about the green book?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is that what
A little
we're-
bit, yeah, that's really the next thing. But there could be, and maybe it's not a this year, I don't know. So when the grant applications are due in April, I don't know when notification is or when the grant period is. Do you know those things offhand?
Yeah, there was some information about that in the application. Did you see it?
Are we only allowed to apply for one grant?
They expect to announce more awards in the summer of 2026.
Okay, so then announcements in the summer.
And our project should be completed by February 29th, 2028.
So
Okay,
you get a year plus to do it, okay.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
is there a limit, either dollars or number of grants we can apply for?
It says,
I think the dollar limit might be 25,000.
I think they're 25,000 per
yeah,
grant, right?
Ah.
the grants are anywhere from 1,000 to 25,000. So I guess it just depends on the project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the past, like the educational one kind of had multiple facets to it in one application. I would say that we would want to do something that's easy to accomplish, that we have a good plan of attack, and can spend the money well. We don't want to be in a position where we receive funding and then have to give some back.
Yeah.
So, and there is a bit of a match too.
Yeah, typically city council will match either right at the amount, or I think we had a $2,000 match, but we got 25 from the state. So, and it, like she said, typically you want to do something that's going to use up all that funding. So, but there's some things that we can't purchase with it. So like food is not allowed to be purchased with the grant. Certain paper products are, and then like some like materials are. So it just kind of depends. So that's just something to kind of think about, that we ran into issues when we had to change our grant, because we applied for something with the grant and then we had to change it a little bit. And so when we had to change it, there was a few things that fortunately our match kind of fulfilled and we were fine. But there was also a bunch of things that we kind of had to use, just which we also do have like our funds in general, but the idea is to use more of the grant, and that kind of stuff. So just keep that in mind. Like the day event, like we did lunch and like snacks and stuff, that is not typically ideal because we can't pay for the food with the grant. So when you're thinking about things like paper, I think we could have put on there if we wanted to. I know we ordered like a bunch of pens and we put that on there. And it was a few like random things that they like wouldn't approve, but ended up being fine. So
They said they would like the match to cover at least 40% of the project costs.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I think a cool like before and after photo thing like would be cool. Something like what the properties or houses or buildings look like in 100 years, or we can do like a anniversary type thing. I don't know. So I've always wanted like a museum in Burlington where I just walk, like kind of like how it is in there, just like see all these old pictures. But I wanted it to be like when you walk, it like changes to what it like looks like now or something. Like that. This is like later in life that I'll work on, but something like that. Like I'm obsessed with like the old pictures of towns. I have like every time I find an old book that has pictures of Burlington or anywhere, I try to buy it because I just love looking at those old pictures. I don't know if we can tie that in with something. I think that'd be cool. Like see like what it looked like then. I don't know, just an idea.
Yeah, that's why we're here, just tossing things around.
Yeah.
Kind of brainstorming, and just let us know if.
Yeah, so let's have it in mind, and I can go this week and look at the current walking tour again and just give a read on whether that might be.
Well, like in person or online?
No, online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
it could
yeah,
walk
you can
it.
send
as
it to
a-
me if when you're looking at it. I want to check it out too.
Yeah, definitely.
And something that has been talked about for that just hit my brain is more signage for like the historic district. So they have like the plaques, but a young man came before us that one time about this Brown Cemetery, about doing some signage. I haven't heard anything else about that, but that is an option that we could want to do more signage. So like how we have like our historic district signs.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how we would go about this, but like certain properties that like have the provable history, we could like have a short little blurb on there if the property owners are, I assume, good with it. So that could be an option too.
Yeah.
So if that's something like y'all think you might want for like certain properties, just like let us know. And that's something we can apply for as well.
I'd definitely go for that. I think we need more signage.
Yeah.
We have to vet all of the proposed projects with SHPO, so just keep that in mind too. We would like to do that sooner than later.
Right.
So if one thing doesn't pan out, we have a couple other options.
Right. All right, maybe we should move to the next item because it might be related to some of the things that we're talking about.
Okay.
So we have had for a few months in the commission some discussion about the property formerly at 1523 Maple Avenue, which functioned for a period of time as a hotel and may have featured in a local version of the Green Book for Black travelers coming through the area in segregation and post-segregation era. That property was, there was an application for its demolition, and it was eventually demolished like maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So sadly, it was a like, at one time, a really lovely historic building. It exists no more. There's been a lot of outcry on social media in Burlington around the loss of this property. So we have had a discussion about this property and what we might do around it. It seems to me when we're talking about things like signage and stuff like that, there's maybe some opportunities there and perhaps elsewhere as well. But before I go any further, like what else do you guys have about?
Don't have much else to add about it. I think as I mentioned in the past, there was the property was cited multiple times for housing code violations, and unfortunately, those issues weren't addressed. And so when that happens, unfortunately, there's a separate process that needs to go on outside of the Historic Preservation Commission. So I would welcome any other conversations about the significance of that location and of that property. And, if there's opportunities to recognize that and other sites that might be a good project to also include as part of the grant application.
So there was a faculty member at Elon and a student who were just beginning a research project about this particular property and the Green Book, the local edition of the Green Book at the time that the house, I think, may have changed hands and then was demolished. They have interviewed some Burlington residents, as well as James Shields at the museum here, and they are pursuing a sort of somewhat broader research project about businesses and entrepreneurialism in that area of South Burlington,
Oh, yeah.
whose name
Danielle Lake is the powering
was
place.
apparently exactly Petersburg. Are people familiar with the name Petersburg as an area of the city?
I remember.
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't.
Because a long time, Jane did a Black History like walking tour.
Yeah.
And then her daughter would do them, and I would go out there and help her with those.
Yeah, yeah.
That little area, and I met a lot of the business owners. Some of the barbershop. He's been there for years,
Yeah. So it would seem that this project is going forward in a different kind of form. So they may be in a position to come to us at some point and share what they've learned. I assume they're doing things like oral histories with community members and maybe mapping businesses. But there may be, perhaps this year or perhaps in a future year, an opportunity to do some signage down in that area.
They would help because I'm like a board member with Danielle Lake on there. I'm also one of the storytellers. That's how I started getting involved with them. And they like got money to put all these plaques of our stories up in like parks and all these places.
Yeah.
I'm sure I should just get Danielle Lake to like come in here one day because I'm sure we can work something really good out. I didn't know that they were doing research on that house already, but we had an event at Persnickety's where the student who I think is doing Maya, one of them, she did all this research on all the like Black entrepreneurship. It was like a Black entrepreneurship focus group type thing. It was so informal. It was so great. I'm glad I went to that. But I think they would help out so much with, and like Danielle knows how to get the funds. We could probably get a real good sign out there, or something like that. Because Danielle's really good at finding the money for stuff like this.
Are there other thoughts on this topic?
I like the general idea. I wonder if we should, and I don't know how this formally works, but I want to say the word subcommittee to talk about how do we investigate and find out what might be a good application for 2027. Because we're about a month away from putting all of this together, and we'll have some great ideas. And I just wonder if this could be something we talk about at every meeting and just say, this is what we're working towards. I don't know. Maybe it's just our commission. I mean, maybe that's not a subcommission.
Yeah, and frankly, you have not had a lot of major COA applications, so it would be fine to meet even on regular meeting dates and just have conversations about that too. That's one option if you didn't want to do the subcommittee route.
Yeah.
And people are always welcome to come and talk, like you're talking about Danielle or
Okay.
whoever, like people are always welcome to come and discuss those with us as well.
So it sounds like, it sounds like there are some thoughts about an application, a CLG grant application for this year. Maybe there's some interest in having ongoing conversation for a little while about sort of larger initiatives that we might undertake and maybe framing those in a way that could be written up for a grant application in '27.
Yeah, so it sounds like your commission members are going to take a look at the walking tour idea and see if there needs to be an update or including Glencoe, and that might be a possibility for this year, to submit,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
for the future, something a little bit larger.
right. So why don't I follow up with the commission tomorrow, if this is okay, and just email out the link to that walking tour? Ask people to look at it, make suggestions about what might be done to update it, or specific suggestions about how we might start to think about a new online walking tour for the Glencoe Mill Village District. Think about that for this year, and then sort of commit to having some ongoing conversation over the next year.
Sounds good.
All right.
Do we host that is that on the Burlington government website?
It is on the website.
I've already emailed.
Yeah, somebody, she just sent.
Okay, so Tiki's already sent it.
Thank you.
Click on it and take a look at it.
Okay, so why don't we all look at it in the next few days, and maybe later this week, early next week, I'll circle back and just initiate an email conversation about what we
Okay.
might do. Is it okay if we do those things because we don't have we're not
As long as a
inside of-
decision isn't made.
Right, exactly.
So like we can't, like if we're, like discussion is fine, but any decisions have to be
Right.
made at the commission just so that the public can see and be knowledgeable of it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, we can have, and that's why if we wanted to set up a Teams or a Zoom meeting to discuss it, we can also do that. And that doesn't require anything unless we're going to make a decision, which we wouldn't do.
Right,
except
right,
for
right.
At one of these.
So we haven't done this very often. Are those conversations either on email or on Zoom, are they matters of public record?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So anything discussed in them could be, we don't record Zoom meetings, but people are allowed to know about them. So like we could do something as simple as just posting it on our historic preservation webpage that a conversation was had. And then if somebody were to find out about it and request it through like our Just FOIA, they could do that as well, and we would be able to recall
Yeah,
that
yeah.
information.
All right. All right. Good. Okay. Under other business, we have minor COAs.
So we have two people in the audience. I've got people working on other COAs now too. And so Tiki Bigelow, I believe you've met in the past, she approved a minor COA for Glencoe. And so that was included in your packet. And then I would also like to introduce to you Louise Sylvester. Her title is technically Housing and Planning Technician, but she's also helping out with COAs too and kind of learning the ropes relative to what y'all do. And she approved, what you approved?
The fence?
Yeah.
Told you.
Nice.
So these are applications that are just approved administratively by staff.
Right, right, right.
And we appreciate that, thank you.
Thank you.
Great, and welcome. Awesome. Good. All right. If there is no other business,
I've got one quick thing.
Please.
And we'll send the email out, but there was something that we thought was interesting for commission members and staff too. It's a webinar series that deals with partners in preservation, preservationists, organizations, and commissions. It's an online seminar. It's $15, and it is being held on March 25th at 1 p.m. So and I've got extra copies here. If this is something that interests you, let Bree know and we can sign up.
and these will count towards our annual
Yes.
training requirement?
Yes, we received these actually from SHPO,
Yeah.
from Christie.
Yep.
I attended, I suppose is the right word, a really interesting webinar sent out by SHPO and I think forwarded by Brianna about the White House Ballroom in Washington DC. It's a fascinating discussion about preservationists, about all the preservationist concerns that they have about that building, its scale, a number of things. And that, I believe that exists online and would be available
Wow.
to people. So yeah, it's super interesting. And I'll leave it there. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Abstentions? Rejections? All right, good. We're adjourned.